Hi guys, welcome back to Exposed, and if I'm welcoming you back and you like it here, I'd love it if you stayed and subbed. I had a bit of a break, now I'm going to do the second half. Are we ready?
I think that's especially important for us as women. Okay, 8, see something positive in every situation. This could go along with not complaining or not looking to be offended, but this I use on a daily basis. And there are some situations that we have all been through that you just can't put a positive spin on it. You just can't. It is something.
Really? Please, these are the things we all want to know. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the telly. What in your life ever have you ever needed to put a positive spin on? Please, do tell.
Something tragic. It is something that should happen to no one. But have you ever talked to that person? I have a particular friend in mind who lost her daughter at age, it's hard to even talk about. I know she was over 10 and she had struggled with
Your friend, and you can't remember how old her daughter was when she died. You're a great friend, you, aren't you?
a real specific type of cancer. It was gone, it came back, and she passed away. And I remember hearing it and just crying, and I was so afraid when I saw her again. What was I going to say? What was I going to what words could I even express to this friend of mine that I've known since high school to even...
No, you don't. You just give her a hug. If you've been friends for donkey's years, since primary school, you don't need to talk. The next time you bump into her, you just give her a hug and you let her talk. Because nothing you can say or do will help her in any way. Her knowing that you care is all she needs.
Then there was nothing I could say. So she kept on working, and I ended up running into her in the mall, and I was speechless.
Oh, was she one of the saleswomen? That's not really a friend though, is it, Lisa?
Hugged her, and she had this life in her that was so beautiful. I'm gonna try not to cry. And I really feel like God was in her. And I told her, I said, at the end of our conversation, she made me feel comfortable. Her whole demeanor was to make me feel comfortable, not to, I don't know. I mean, she deserved to be the victim. She deserved to be complaining. She deserved to be everything. Yet I could tell she was making me feel better. And I told her, I said, I'm so thankful that you're not, like, she had talked about going to church, and I said, I'm so thankful that you're not, you don't feel bitter with God or anything. And she said, why? Why? God doesn't promise us to not experience tragedies in life. And I'm going to quit talking about it because I don't want to tell too much of someone's business, even though you don't know who it is. But it's just, wow, that was such a moment for me. It was such a teaching moment.
That was a moment for me. That right there, Lisa, sums you up. I'm glad you gave her a hug. I'm glad you thought to do that and not go pounding in with this stupid psychobabble bollocks. But that was a moment for me.
Moment. And there have been many things in people's lives that, just are tragedies. But they somehow will find something positive to say. Matter of fact, I just went out to eat with her and another friend a couple of months ago. They're the ones that told me about watching The Chosen. She's the one that told me I would enjoy watching that. And she is just a bright light to be around. She will enhance your life, even though she has been through such a tragedy in her life. And she found the good in that situation and got connected with her church. And, even on let's just take it down to a small scale. I won't give you an example from my life because I feel like that's where I can share from best. Yesterday, I set off every day with a daily win. Well, yesterday, one of my wins was going to be doing this video, and it didn't work out. But you know what else I did that was the biggest win? I went and spent time with my parents yesterday, and we had great...
You spend time with your parents every fucking day.
Conversation. We had a great visit. Another win yesterday. This is going to be so silly, but you'll know what I mean. While I'm on carnivore, my carnivore diet that has been life-changing, sometimes I crave pizza. I crave pizza, and I don't want to eat the top of a whole pizza, but I crave pizza, and I had been craving pizza for a couple of days. And so I got home from my parents. John and Will had been to the gym, and they hadn't gone to eat lunch yet. They had come home to change clothes, and they were going to Sheetz, which is kind of like Wawa, but it's a brand new one here in our area, and they have good food. And I had never eaten there, and they order online and go pick it up. And so I said, well, I still want my steaks tonight. John was going to cook early for me because I just skipped lunch. Sometimes it gets to be so late, I just skip lunch, and I'll just eat dinner like an hour early. And I said, well,
how about, here's a thing that's really attractive. A woman that can look after herself. How about you cook your own fucking steak, huh? This woman.
you see if they have a pizza? I want to try it. He said, yeah, they do. They have a French bread pizza. And oh my gosh, you guys, it was so good. It was a little perfect size. John said it was inexpensive. It was a little individual French bread pizza. And they made it in this way where they put barely any sauce on it. The pepperonis were like this big and very, very thin with the cheese on top. So what could I do? Especially because the cheese had kind of gotten, congealed? It had kind of hardened a little bit. So I could take that piece of pepperoni, and it barely had any sauce on it, and the cheese was on top, and I could eat it. Matter of fact, John at first...
Really? Could you? You could pick up the pepperoni and you could eat it? Really? Wow.
Thought I was eating a piece of pizza. He said, are you eating the whole piece? I said, no. I said, taste this. Perfection. Perfection. So I would say I ate 3/4 of it, 2 pieces of it. You know, when you eat something and it's so good, you have to have the other person eat it with you. That's what I was doing. So we kind of split it, and then Will had gotten one. And so last night I took a shower, curled my hair, I did my weights, and I read my devotional at night. I know it's kind of meant to read in the morning, but I really appreciate reading my devotional at night. It just kind of puts me back in that grateful spirit. And so I read my devotional,
puts you in a grateful spirit, and then you go to sleep. That's why it's supposed to be read in the morning, so that you're in a grateful spirit all day.
Bed, and I'm just thinking, wow, today was a good day. I had good pizza. I saw my parents. You know, I took a shower. I curled my hair, you know, like all these things. And even though I could have been bent about my video not turning out, and I'm going to have to do it again tomorrow, I looked for the good in the day. And I do that every day. And there is something good in every day. And that makes you attractive when you're that person, because happy people, confident people, people that believe in themselves, people that give themselves good energy, that fill their cup, they're fun to be around. They are going places, and they're fun to be around. Okay, that's...
Not you, though, is it?
That's going into another one. Okay, number 9, be careful about who you allow in your inner circle. We all know this. What is it? You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is something I've had to process in a few ways, because there are some different ways to look at this. First of all, my inner circle will always be my family. So let's go with my mom, my dad, my brother, his family, and my family. That's my inner circle. They're most important. They're number 1. So they're not going away, and I'm going to do everything I can to give them the best of me. So then...
Wow. Mm-hmm. Do you think telling your starving child that he has to wait until you've finished your video giving you the best of you to them? Do you think telling him cover his face up with a blanket when you're doing a room tour or a house tour is giving the best of you to them? I don't.
Then there's your inner circle of friends, people you talk to on a regular basis. Okay, we know friends for a reason, friends for a season, friends for a lifetime. So a lot of times these friends...
Why does she have all these things? You're the fifth of your inner circle, friends for a season, bollocks. Where does all this come from?
Even within the group of people can be, think about Sex and the City. They're so diverse. Carrie, think about Charlotte, Samantha. So you each bring your own flavor to that group, but there needs to be an underlying support system. There needs to be an appreciation for each of your flavors. There needs to be some equal energy giving, and there needs to be some equal energy taking in a good way, appreciating the energy of others. So that is a circle you need to be careful about, because one person can infect the group, and it can, just that one person can sometimes just curate your group. That's what I would say. Curate your group to fill your cup. Okay, then
how much more of this psychobabble have I got to listen to? That could have been all summed up in choose your friends wisely.
You will, if you're in business or if you're at work, there's going to be your work, your business, maybe even your exercise group. In that group, I find that you can be more tolerant. You can choose to ignore some people. You can choose to, have your energetic boundaries. That's very, very attractive and important. And don't let them infect you so that you ruin your other groups. Does that make sense?
No.
I think a lot of people say this because, and here again, it's very age appropriate or determined by age or the stage you are into your life. Like I talk to Brooke about this all the time. And I was very guilty of, in my 20s, being in groups I should not have been in, but I was thinking, I'm not doing it. And then I was very guilty of, they could be doing, gosh, these terrible things, but I would see the good qualities in them and I would just focus on those good qualities. No one's all bad. I'm sure Jeffrey Dahmer had some good qualities, but you can't ignore the toxic and the destructive qualities and only look at the good qualities. But I think we learn this as we age. Unfortunately, there's some things you just have to live through and experience, and I really do try so hard to not lecture Brooke, because that's not what you want to do. I share with her, and I don't expect an answer from her. It's not a one-on-one deep conversation. It's just things that I put out there, and she can think about it later and think about it. She'll bring up things that I told her a year ago that she's been thinking of. Okay.
So you don't have a conversation with your daughter, you just tell her something and leave her to think about it.
Hey, number 10, treat yourself like a priority to be treated like a priority. Hey.
Oh, I can see why you picked that one. And we're back. Just had a long conversation with tech help. And now I don't know where I was. Oh yeah, here we go. Treat yourself like a priority to be treated like a priority. Doesn't she do that all the time? Hasn't she done that since the day she was born?
Hey Chanel, you wanna come up here? So treat yourself like a priority to be treated like a priority. Now, how does this make you attractive? I think we know. I think that we know mostly that if we're someone who has destructive behavior, who complains, all these things that we're talking about, that's not going to be attractive. Okay, for example, how you dress, your hygiene, the way you carry yourself, the words you speak. If you present yourself in a way that looks like you don't have respect for yourself, you don't spend time on your hygiene, you don't care about what you're wearing if they're dirty or whatever, you may think these things are unfair and it shouldn't matter, but it does. I think only 7% of our communication is verbal. There's so much in.
How many more quotes is she going to come out with? Does she read these things and take them all in and think, oh, I must do that. I have to do that. A fifth of your circle is what you are. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Instead of just being a nice human being and living their life.
Facial expressions, eye contact, all of these things. And it's very visible to a person how you feel about yourself. And
it's very visible to a person. We're well able to see how you think of yourself. We don't need to be told.
It's important. It will make you more attractive. And I say this all the time. Think about people that they don't have the status quo features that would make someone attractive. But yet when you get to know them, they are so sexy.
Like Sheila Fargel. It's amazing. The more time you spend with her, the better looking she gets.
Are so good looking. They just have it going on. And it's because of how they carry themselves. It's not about their weight. It's not about anything. Somebody coming right to the top of my head is, she made her comeback in The White Lotus. What is her name? She got popular on all of the comedies. I think she's in Legally Blonde. To me, that is one sexy woman. Now, she does cuss and everything, but that's beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know, we all find different things attractive, but
you cuss. Yeah, Brooke told us. Lisa D1 is a bit different behind the camera.
I love her, just the way she carries herself. And so that's just very important. What else was I going to say about this? Treat yourself. Okay, in your relationships, especially with your husband, if he feels like you are letting yourself go and you are not the woman that he married and you are not treating yourself like a priority, he might not even know it. But it's just human nature that when you're with someone who doesn't respect themselves, who is letting themselves go, to not...
Oh, shut the fuck up. Really? I'm sat here in mismatched pyjamas with my roots growing out, not a stick of makeup, and my husband still says "four" when I walk past. If you have to gussy yourself up and put on your best clothes and 17 layers of fucking foundation for your man to give you a second look, you're the one with the problem, love, not me.
Hold that respect for them. And I hate to say not make a priority, but okay, for instance, I don't know. I don't want to go too far, but just take it from me. Let yourself look like you have made yourself a priority, and they will look at you like, wow, she must be someone important, you know? Like, I love it. You guys know this. I love to see older couples dressed. One of my, I'm a people watcher, and I remember when I went for that Saks collab to DC, and I went with Ariel, and we were sitting there eating. I think I was eating either a McDonald's patties or the...
Does it matter what you were fucking eating?
inside of a steak and cheese, but we spotted this couple. It was an Asian couple dressed to the T.
Why did you have to say an Asian couple? What does it matter what nationality they are? You saw a couple walk past dressed up.
Carrying themselves with respect. They were some of the best looking people we saw in the mall, because I love looking at outfits. It doesn't matter how old they are. I love it. And I was like, wow. But they carried themselves like they were a priority, and they stood out, and they were attractive. I love it. I love to just, when something grabs my attention, I will say, why? Why did that grab my attention? Why do I think that's so beautiful? Why is that person?
Why do you cross-examine yourself? Why can't you just see something and go, oh, I really like that? You don't have to fucking analyse why you like it. Really?
And so sexy. I'm trying to think, who's a guy that's not really sexy, but the way they carry themselves. Leave me some people below, either women or men, that are known as so sexy, so good looking, but they don't fit the societal norms of that. Leave me that below. So, okay. Like, Nay, she's so sexy. She's so beautiful. And she's very confident. And she's not needy. Let's see how she wants to be.
Oh, she's not needy. No, she comes into your videos and she's meowing and up in your face, but that's not needy. You say whatever suits, don't you?
Be with me, but she's not up in my face. She's got that pride. Okay, girls. For accessories, I have on these earrings are winners. I mean, some days I don't feel like putting on a big earring, and these are the cheapies. They are inspired by...
Do you have to keep saying cheapies? Oh, I'm so down to earth. I wear cheap earrings.
Bottega Veneta. My name necklace that I've really enjoyed. My Chanel Coco Crush diamond ring. And this was my grandmother's wedding ring. She is my dad's mom. She is the one that we used to stay with at the beach every summer. And then, of course, she had another house in town that we would stay in the winter. And this was her ring. And her original diamond was one of these side diamonds. And then she had this. And I remember when I would sit on her lap, just marveling at this ring, you know, and she told me she would give it to me one day. And she did. So that's that. And I will put my makeup, and I've got a new lotion on from Hemp's that I think is really nice and pretty. I will leave all of that stuff down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
I got to the end. God, that woman grates on me. If you got to the end with me, thank you very much. And hopefully I will see you in the next one.